You say looters, and you are making publications even before you have concluded investigations. At the level of just taking information, you are doing things that, predispose people to defamation. Now, listening to what is going on, Frank Davies, you have hope that Oral is now getting into a properly, so to speak, legal framework to attempt to recover, make recoveries.
Thank you again, Samson, and good morning to my friend, whom you just told has the burden. Justice. Justice Kremsai, Deputy Attorney General Minister for Justice Designate. Is it?
Yes, he's listening to you.
Well, Justice, would you respond? Anyway, something.
I didn't hear what you said.
I
good
don't
morning
know,
to
but
you.
Oh, good morning, Senior.
Yes, Justice. I don't know, but I think I have taken very useful insights and very cogent education from Bright Simmons, and I'm glad for that. You see, we should put all this oral, whatever, into perspective. You see, not drum home huge expectations only to run into sand. I mean, for me, I don't have anything against oral. Initially, my complaint had to do with the constitutional backing and executive authority for oral. But that is gone. I mean, we don't have a sworn-in president and all that. So fine. But something, you see, there's a huge gap between gathering information and evidence. I mean, as trained lawyers, there's a huge gap between gathering information and evidence. The two stand apart, they don't stand together. You see, so when figures are being bandied about, I mean, look at the statistics and the education Bright Simmons has offered about the prosecutions the Attorney General itself was able to conduct. IOCO, other investigative and prosecutorial agencies, what they have been able to do, even with their investigative mandate. And it falls short of general expectations. But that is a stark reality. So when Oral says we have taken 2,000 complaints and there's so much fanfare, noise, and what are complaints? Look, 1 million trillion complaints do not gravitate into evidence. You have to sift out.
A multitude of suspicions cannot constitute evidence.
Can never. You see, so I think we should hasten slowly. And now I read on BBC, it is gone haywire that Ghana stands the prospects of going to get 21 point something billion, not billion, oh. Some say $1 billion, 21 point something billion. But something. We have civil trial and we have criminal trials. Even when somebody owes you money in court, something you know, you are a leg boot advocate. you are not one of those lawyers who sit in their offices and proclaim they are eminent jurists and eminent lawyers. You are a leg boot practitioner. You run in the court with all of us. Of late, some of us have given up for you to take over. But you know what you have to go through when even there's a simple order 14 proceedings and there's a challenge. You know what you have to go to prove that indeed somebody owes you money. So is it with criminal trials. The mere fact that you claim somebody has stolen money is not the end of it. The duty, cardinal, all time, is always on the prosecution to prove the guilt of the accused person beyond all reasonable doubts. The accused person has no leg to prove his innocence. You have to prove that I have stolen money or whatever criminal offense you charge me. Now, if these complaints are handed to the AG's office, this so-called 21.19 billion unspent recoverable money, Bright Simmons, with his expertise in the field, says they can only recover 12.5% of that amount. Granted, let's take it that
and that's,
you'll be able to recover.
That's for him the stretch.
Yes, let's even take they can recover. How are they going to recover those monies? They will have to go to court. Now, with criminal prosecutions, with criminal trials, even if at the end of the day, the accused person is found guilty, and he doesn't have the money, he or she doesn't have the money, how are you going to recover? You see, a restitution order could be made, but the restitution order is contingent on whether or not the person has the funds.
Chasing a man
unless
of straw.
You can prove. How are you going to recover that money? And now we see. So you see, this twist, with these complaints, whether they are civil in nature, they are criminal in nature, we don't know. But now, I am gratified by the fact that now the AG has been sworn, has been given his appointment of authority. Very soon, Swemsai will also go and get his appointment confirmed. And then the real work starts. But I don't shed any tear at all for justice. you okay. You know the conversations. Let me address him. You know the conversations I've had with you, Justice. You see where the real work is. Baby, you won't chop deputy attorney, now you chop him. Let's go see the work.
Yes, let me bring in.
So I am for myself. When money is going to be recovered for the state, it's the economy of Ghana. Something. It is not me from Davies.
Thank you.
So we are all happy.
All right.
But let us be ginger. Let us tread cautiously about the amounts we throw about.
Sorry, Frank Davies. Let's hear you on these things and what it portends for the future of our criminal, jurisprudence.
Something you have shortchanged me. All of them have spoken at length. If the program is going to end at 12, I have only 8 minutes. But let me try. I'm very disappointed, and I must confess with some of the things I've heard. My very good friend, the Deputy Attorney General Dexine, say, hey, I'm really disappointed. Because I always say we are all trained lawyers. Yes, we have political coloring, but when we are discussing certain matters, our sanctimonious fidelity to the law should be paramount. It should be paramount. Justice. You see, we can sit on TV, radio, and say the kinds of things we say.
Because this is personal. So
yeah, but you have the right to reply. Don't worry. You said so many things. You see, when you make judgmental calls on people, you should also hold yourself in readiness for the responses which will come. When you say the former Attorney General, look at the language you use. I don't want to repeat it. You go to the point of saying he's persecuting people, but that is not fair. You don't have the right to judge him that he's involved in persecution instead of prosecution. You don't have the right. Justice, please, with all due respect, you don't have that right. So let's be cautious about the language we use. Look, I'm minded to borrow Bright Simmons' language, that on this matter is principle. Let's stick to principles. Justice Swemsai, maybe you've been out of this country for so long, but the Attorney General, Dominic, is my very, very good friend. When you go ask him, he knows. I think this is the first in the political dispensation of the Fourth Republic that an Attorney General has involved in this wholesale instance of nolli prosequas and withdrawal of charges against politically exposed persons in this jurisdiction. And it is worrying. And that is what something was minded for you to respond. You didn't respond to that. It is worrying, you see, because at the end of the day, any other Attorney General can come and then decide that take it or leave it. When there are cases against politically exposed persons, all those persons will be wiped. Give me one instance of the people who have been wiped who are not politically exposed persons. Justice. You see, when we are talking principles, we should be bold and firm. and not stand on quicksand. Because when we stand on quicksand, we will sink. You are talking about the fact that people should be subjected to their personal liberties. Excuse me. Excuse me. Criminal prosecution has nothing to do with personal liberties. Nothing at all. Maybe we should all go back to first steps of criminal jurisprudence. Criminal prosecution has nothing. It does not run in tandem with personal liberties. The prosecution has to prove your guilt. That is the burden. You are not at liberty to be suffered at large. No. But when you say the office of the Attorney General is sui generis, what do you mean by that? How can the office of the Attorney General be sui generis? It is not. Yes, it is only the Attorney General whose qualification is called into sharp recourse when that is no other person than a lawyer can be an Attorney General. Indeed, for all the ministries, anybody else can be a minister. I'll stretch it by saying that maybe the Minister of Finance you need, but there have been occasions that the Minister of Finance has been run by chartered accountants who are not economists, and they have performed very well. But Justice, the office of the Attorney General is not sui generis, if we all understand what is sui generis. And with great respect to the Attorney General is the chief or principal legal advisor to government. These are cases which involved financial losses to the state, whether wrongly or rightly. How can the Attorney General say, Dr. Ayeni, how can you say to Ghanaians that this is your personal responsibility? It cannot be your personal responsibility. You cannot take this decision to enter non-legal prosecutions and withdraw those charges without consultation to the presidency. If you did that, don't do it again. You can't tell anybody.
Is the argument that...
Excuse me. When you were talking, I was quiet, please.
The president approved it. Is that the argument?
When you
all
take
of a sudden
such
right.
decisions, you are a senior cabinet minister. You advise the government on all legal matters. Now, if there is this thing, Ghanaians are applauding this government for an operation recover or loot. And then there are persons standing prosecutions in court, and it involves money. Then you go to clear them. Like Samson said, if the Attorney General was definite that the charges that have been preferred will not stand the test of time, why doesn't the prosecution run its full course? The reasons he gave, some of the, excuse me, Samson,
maybe we'll have a lawyer's file. My time is up. Unfortunate.
Some of the charges were defective. He says others amounted to political witch hunt. Thirdly, the conduct. That is where the conduct of some of the judges left much to be desired.
Yeah, and some of them he was involved and he had taken a decision and he could not, for ethical reasons, continue.
The conduct of the judges left much to be desired, and some of them were promoted. Come on.
He said he didn't mean to impugn them, but he said so.
Yeah.